I love tea and I love buying tea and I love buying tea mugs. So I decided I'm going to show you some of my collection of my tea and mug collection. I was planning on showing you my whole collection, but when I put it in front of me I was like, wow, I have a lot of tea. I minimalised it down and I'm going to show you my little favourite collection of my favourite teas and mugs. But first I need to teach you a Swedish word, a very important word and probably one of Sweden's most used word ever, and that is fika. And fika is kind of covered, you know, if you're having tea, coffee or anything else you want to drink with preferably like a biscuit or, you know, cinnamon bun, like we are famous for our cinnamon buns, or even you can have cake, you can have a sandwich. All of that goes into the word fika. So if you can ask someone, you know, do you want to go for fika, and it's all covered. Because sometimes in England I've been like, do you want to go for a coffee? And they're like, oh, I don't like coffee. And I'm like, okay, you can have tea. They're like, oh, okay, maybe. Like, you know, it's so complicated. Like, you just say, do you want to have fika? You can have whatever you want, just gonna have fika. And a fika can last from 10 minutes to like 2-3 hours. You just hang out with your friends and having a fika. So, okay, got that out of the way, we can move on to my collection. So, I love tea and I love all different types of tea, and just black tea, red tea, green tea, white tea, like I drink it all. So I have a little mixture of everything. And first up is my normal Earl Grey. I love Earl Grey, and this tin is actually from Kalmar. I bought it last year when I was with some friends there. It's like a really cool little tin and it's just loose Earl Grey. And Earl Grey is definitely like Stephen's favourite tea and I love it as well. So we have loads of different Earl Greys. So next up is my green chai. I love chai tea. It's like really nice spicy blend, like Indian blends, and it's really nice. And this is like green, so it's like a little bit lighter. And it got like cinnamon, spearmint, green tea, ginger, cardamom, and black pepper. And it's such nice flavours together. So when you want a little bit spicier flavour for some tea, this is like perfect. And I also love the little tea bags because they got these really cool little messages on them. So this one says like, the purpose of life is to enjoy every moment. So I really like this. It's really cool because it's kind of making a tea, reading a little message, and yeah, it's really nice. So next up is my green tea with coconut from Higher Living. I really like this one. I just discovered it recently because it's like green tea and I love green tea. It's like, I actually like it and it's good for you and everything. But then with coconut, it just makes it a little bit sweeter, so it's just, oh, so good. And I love the fact that they've got like biodegradable tea bags as well, so it's all a new favourite of mine. So next up is the Lawn. So I bought this tea in John Lewis and they were like, what is that? Like, is that tea or is it potpourri or what is it? And I was like, well, as you kind of see, like, they got all these, I can see the like confusion. But it smells so good. Like, it got rose in there, it got hibiscus, lemongrass and orange flower, and it's just such a gorgeous blend and I just love it, and it's sweet. It tastes quite similar to like just a normal rose tea, and it's just such a gorgeous little box as well. And it's one of my definitely favourites. I always have it like in my big tea mugs, and yeah. It's really cool, and I just love the name, like the lawn, like it actually like stuff taken from a lawn, and it's just my favourite. So my next favourite tea is Licorice from Higher Living as well. I just absolutely love Licorice. I think as a Swede, most people love their licorice, and I know it's not a licorice sweet, but licorice tea is such an amazing tea. Like, I need my daily dose of licorice. So I get it from my tea, and licorice tea is really good for you. Like, it's inflammatory, so it's just really soothes like pains and stuff, and it also, you know, it's good for blood pressure and it can even prevent like heart disease and stuff. So it's like, it's one of these teas that people don't really think about, but it's just so beneficial for you. And I just love the flavour of it, and I absolutely love licorice, so that's why I buy it. I don't really think about the benefit for me, but actually reading on it, it's just like, wow, this is amazing. So seriously, you should have some licorice tea in your house. So next up is my Eucalyptus tea. This tin from Götheborgs, but the tea is actually from my mom. She bought it in Sweden for Christmas for me, and it's such an amazing, like, let's open this. It's like the smell right away. It's like opening like a Vicks tub because it's so strong, and it's like, oh, it's quite overwhelming, but it's such a great tea, especially if you have a cold. It's like the best thing. Like even just smelling it or like having it, it's like a bath or something, like having like steam into your face. It just opens up all your airs and stuff, like your nose, and it tastes really nice as well. So it's definitely my tea to go to as soon as I start feeling below, like I'm about to get ill. This is my one tea I always drink. So next up, and it's my last tea, I promise, and it's my absolute favourite tea in the world, and apparently it's most Swedes' favourite tea as well, and it is Söderblandning. And this tea is made in Sweden. It's about probably like south, and I'll read you it actually. That is actually a mistake blend is what it started calling, because the guy who owned it, like Vernon Maris, created a new blends and flavours and teas of many countries of origin. One day Vernon dropped an unintended ingredient into one of his carefully prepared creations, and he stumbled on a tea blend unique in flavour and character, the result mistake blend, then on sale in the tea centre of Stockholm. And it just became this massive favourite of everyone, and it's just now, it's called Söderblandning, and it smells amazing. It's a mixture of fruits and flowers, and it's just, oh, I have to smell it, it's so good. It smells so nice. And it has this gorgeous tin as well. Like when I saw this tin, I was like, how do you buy it? Because it actually is Söderblandning's own tin. So I love this tea, and it also makes me feel like home, because this is like I used to drink all the time in Sweden, so it makes me feel like home. And as I'm on the subject of Sweden, when I start with my mug, I'll start with my Stockholm mug, as it goes perfect with my last tea. This is my absolute go-to mug where I use the most. Like it's probably my my everyday mug kind of thing. And it's Stockholm on it, and it's got the castle, and it's just a really cool mug. It's blue, and it's like unbreakable. Seriously, like I keep dropping it, and I had it for years and years, and there's not like a chip on it. So it's like gonna be there forever, I hope, because I love it. My next favourite mug is actually supposed to be two, but one has unfortunately broken, and it's a part of our wedding gifts. So it's spelled out love, like this, and it's one from my friend Sandra, and it's just, I love them so much. Or I love this one because it's the only one left. But it just reminds me of my wedding day, and you know, it's just about love because we got married and we love each other, and it's just my favourite colours, like purple and pink, and it just can't go wrong. So it just makes me so happy to just drink tea from this, because it just reminds me of my friends, it reminds me of my wedding day, it reminds me just about life, and it's just amazing. So it just makes me happy, so I'll always drink from this one. So as I love buying tea mugs, I ended up always buying one every single place I go to. So I have a lot of mugs because I love travelling as well. So I'm just going to show you a few of my travelling mugs. So this one is from Istanbul, and it's really cool. Like while I was busy doing hair in Istanbul, my husband, Steven, went shopping in the bazaar, and just had the best time and brought so many cool things. So like he brought this one, and he like, see the lamp behind me? You got that as well, and I was like, I love these things. I love the Turkish style of things, so it's like, it just makes me happy as well, all the bright colours, and it's just a great mug to hold on to, and it's like big enough to have a proper cuppa. So it's like, it's a great one, and you can see bits of Istanbul, like the mosques and everything, and Istanbul is such a cool city. Like it's mad, but it's amazing. So if you haven't been there, you should definitely go, because it's like, it's so cool. I went it twice last year, so definitely recommend it. The next travel mug is from Prague, and Prague is known for beer. I kind of thought it's really cool to kind of get this mug. It's just kind of beer barrel mug, so it reminds me just more about what Prague is about, and it's such a cool city. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I would, and it's just so nice, and it's like also such a unique kind of mug, because I've never seen anything like it. So when I saw that, we were like, oh, we have to get that one. So it's always something of an adventure, because sometimes you see all these rubbish mugs and you're like, I don't want any of these, but like, it's my thing. I always buy mugs. I had to buy one, and it just becomes a mission. But this one, as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's that mug. So my last travel mug I'm going to show you is this one from Mykonos in Greece, and it's so cool because it has this little teaspoon, and it's like stirring like a little sugar and milk, and then just put it back there. It's like so handy. Like sometimes like, oh, I don't know where to put this, and it's like amazing. And we've got this amazing, like Mykonos was so beautiful. It's such a beautiful place, and Greece is amazing with like the colours of the houses and mixed with the sea, and like it's just so stunningly beautiful. And I'm in love with the place, and I just would love to go back, and kind of think of holiday, and I'm gonna go on holiday now. And lastly, but not least, is my giant tea mugs. Like, I always talk about my giant tea mugs because seriously, they are giant. They are so big. They are massive. And I remember like the first time I was at my friend in Sweden, and I was like, she had these amazing mugs, and I was like, I need this in my life. Where do I get these? And she was like, go to Indiska, and there's a shop in Stockholm or in Sweden. There's loads of them. So I just ran there, and I first got this one, and then I got this another time, and I just seriously in love with these. Like, they are so big, and like you can fill it up with tea, and you do not have time to drink it before it gets cold because it's so much. And it's I don't know, I didn't actually measure. I need to measure how much it actually goes into this. It feels like it's way more than half a litre. I don't know, it feels like it. It could be more, could be less, but it's they're so good. And I love the colours as well. Like, they are so great. So they are definitely part of my favourite mugs, because when you just want to cup and have a big cup of tea, it's the ones. Ooh, don't want to break those. And that is it, guys. That is my tea and mug collection. I hope you enjoyed it. I just want to have so much tea now, and I love tea. Like, I remember someone asked me like, what's your hobbies? And I actually said tea, and they were like, can you have that as a hobby? And I was like, yeah. And it's like, I love tea. I could just sit and drink tea, and then like buying tea would be like, oh, I don't know which one should I have, and I can sit there and think about it for ages, and then I'm like, I have to go through all of them because I just never can decide which one is my favourite. So that is it, and I'm going to wrap it up here, and I hope you liked it, and if you did, don't forget to press the like button, and please subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you very soon. Hey guys! Absolutely June favourite of all time. Like, seriously, it will always be my favourite. It will always be my June favourite, and it is strawberries. I love strawberries, like seriously.